So good morning TI community from the UK on this Sunday the 2nd of October 10:17 a.m. in the UK. Right, been up an hour and potting around my kitchen, around my flat, having a cup of tea, having breakfast, and the clinical close-up researching no more secret Covert operators who were doing illegal research for Coventry Healthcare NHS mental health administrators, and covered up by the local Coventry Police Force, West Midlands Police Force. Still around here because the person in charge had a breakdown, doesn't want to wave the white flag in the air, is in denial for being exposed, is in denial for participating in human behavioural modification programming, trying to stitch and frame me up and trying to agitate me, thinking that I will shout and scream and do all kinds of activity which they can try and make out is mental health illness or symptoms. And so I've just burst into a little song, Common People by Pulp, and just did a parody, change the lyrics and get to them. Yeah, that's the reverse psychology that I'll do on these broken Covert operators. Yeah, especially the leader. Yeah, he's a disgusting, sneaky, perverted sex case into voyeurism, into peep show. Yeah, and trying to make a name for the community members and for the workplace mobbing networks that they have manipulated, yeah, to spy from, yeah, to make phone calls to social workers, all fabricated, all scripted, yeah, to try and bring targets down and try and detain targets under falsified mental health misdiagnosis. So the saga continues, TIs, yeah, and the song that I was singing, changing all the lyrics, yeah, called them paedophiles, called them sex cases, called them dirty, disgusting voyeurs and peeping toms, watching common, everyday people in society that go to work or live in their homes, and to such an extent, yeah, because they're sex cases, they watch these targets that have been listed having sex with their partners, yeah, or sleeping in the beds on their own, yeah, and masturbating or going to the toilet, watching the toilet stalls, yeah, watching people in showers, watching people in supermarkets, yeah, and so as I said, I'll go with the flow, yeah. Once you know the targeting program, once you know what it's all about, yeah, you have to do what you can to try and keep your sanity, while at the same time ridiculing and bringing the Covert operators down who are doing illegal hidden case studies. Now they've not used the infrasound or ultrasound, but they're still using C4 raw technology and still using eavesdropping technologies. So when I burst into a song, yeah, their ears are ringing, they're sitting there in embarrassment, yeah, getting red-faced, and they're blind and they're getting blinded, watching me making a mockery at their human behavioural modification programs, because they can't change me and they can't program me, yeah, to go around acting, yeah, like a Manchurian candidate or like a stressed out, depressed, yeah, hypnotised or tranced or triggered off target, and they can't label me, yeah. Doesn't matter if they record other people, yeah, taking drugs or consuming, yeah, the loads of alcohol, yeah, because that ain't me, yeah. So realise, yeah, all the people they've got on the websites, the audience members, yeah, that the audience members have been defrauded 24 hours a day, yeah, because they were desperate to stitch and frame targets up and desperate to detain targets under the Mental Health Act. That's what this Covert team's all about, and that's why I'm exposing it all. And again, in the song Common People, yeah, I exposed, yeah, what we do to targets, yeah, and try and ridicule targets, try and label targets, desperate to try and stitch and frame them up, yeah, into mental health. And everyone who's participating, the new generation, the youngsters, yeah, the people, the adults in the 20s, 30s or 40s, the people they're trying to socially engineer as community leaders, yeah, who are hosting parts of their surveillance monitoring campaign, yeah, and people were trying to socially engineer into workplaces, hoping there'll be future supervisors and management, yeah, realise these people, yeah, want network of followers and make loads of falsified friendships, so that they can be socially engineered into some kind of a status as leaders. Realise, there's loads of people out there who are false friends. So TIs don't need these people around them. And TIs have realised what goes on in the community and what goes on in the workplace. And because of the power of the internet, the targeting program's been exposed. And it's all backfired on these Covertarians, backfired on these covert operators wanting to be social engineers. The power of the internet is exposing the targeting program. There's nothing we can do if the police and the local councils are abusing us in our home. And unfortunately, and may they rest in peace, all targets that have died in their sleep, have died in their homes. It's all linked to radiation. These covert operators are radiating people to death. And there's nothing we can do about it until the government's local council authority round up these covert operators and all the armed forces people. I have names, from the Navy boys and girls who work to SCS, to the armed forces boys, to the dropouts, to the Foreign Legion people. All their names should be investigated, and they should have all the pensions taken off them, and go through all their finances throughout their lives and take every penny off them, and the criminal practicing and using government equipment to spy on people, to eavesdrop on people, to do cybercrime on people, and thinking that they can prosper from all their technologies and experiences that they've learnt in the armed forces, in the Foreign Legion. And governments should be doing something about it all. That's why they joined the armed forces, so they can sit in communities and steal from community members. That's my opinion. They should all have every single penny taken off them. Starting from, but I've exposed Marvin. Everyone knows who Marvin is. He should be kicked out of Coventry, and the armed forces boys should be putting him into military prison and take every penny off him. He's a disgusting, evil animal. Along with everyone else who worked at SCS. Along with all the armed forces boys who work in the council, who work in the police, who work in the NHS, who work in the government, in the local council authority network. And all the boys and girls who work in those mental health administrators, they should all be struck off. Every person assigned to me, my mother, who worked for healthcare, who worked for the NHS in Coventry, they should be struck off. We should have the pensions taken off them, and they should all be investigated, and the making money and the criminal practicing and through crime, which is cybercrime, and all the community members who they're networking to on the websites and its audience members. All their finances should be investigated for doing cybercrime on me. Example, yesterday I picked out 7 teams. The 2 teams that let me down, Leyton Orient are top of the league, and the other team was Sheffield United, who were top of the league. So I was a bit unlucky. But these boys and girls are doing cybercrime for the Coventry community and for the workplace mobbing networks. They're passing all that information on. To criminals, to local community members who like a gamble. And they'll put big money on as singles and doubles and mix my bets up so that they can prosper from cybercrime. And that includes a lot of boys and girls who worked at SCS, who worked at the co-op, and who worked in the sales offices, all the works organisations that I worked at after 2004. They've been getting information because they've been listed to be witnesses, statement makers and phone callers to the targeting system linked to social services, healthcare, NHS and the mental health administrators. So I'll carry on exposing it all because they're trying to radiate me to death anyway. Spawning on me 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and think they can make videos of us. So I want the senior leader. I want his life. I want him imprisoned, and I want every penny taken off him. And throw him in prison and throw the key away. That's what needs to happen to the Covert team leader, who I've mentioned before. I'll clarify, I'll reiterate, is the biggest coward in the whole UK. He's a disgusting, evil animal and doesn't know he's been beaten in sociology, in psychology. It's all been reversed on him, and he still carries on like a little boy spitting his dummy out. So everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. TIs, keep it real and keep exposing it all because all the radiation we're doing, they're going to kill us off anyway. Over and out.